What's poppin', Tub Nation? Welcome back to Tub Takes. This is a VGC video podcast where we go over what's been making waves in the VGC scene. I'm already thrown off. I'm sorry. I'm joined by my co-host Adi, who I can't see. Where is he?
Hello, hello. My internet decided to go off, and so I did not. I'm working on a hotspot. I don't have camera on. It would not work with a camera. So you'll have to just deal with, I guess, Toler and Alex instead. It's not quite the same, is it?
Well, it's a little bit funny, but we'll make it work. You know, the show must go on, of course, and so we also have Toler joining us today after I believe getting first in NA for the global challenge grand challenge this past weekend. How you doing?
I'm okay. It was really funny because I was at like 36 games. I played another and hit to like 1800, and then I was like, okay, I'm above 1800. If I kept playing at this point, I would feel like an idiot because I could lose. I did kind of want to try for a win because I had a lot more games left. But anyway, my GC run this weekend felt a lot like that meme where the person gets third place and is like shaking, holding the trophy and like
right.
shaking the champagne. It's like, yeah. And then like 1 and 2 are just looking at them. Like, it's not, I didn't win the tournament, but I did for NA, I guess. So I'll take it.
Right. I know, and the stakes being lower this time around, I'm sure it doesn't make it feel as awesome as it might have last year. You know, you're gonna start advocating for the points to go back to how they were because
a very large part of my invite was GCs last year because I had like a 16 and 8 and a 32. Like it was like I had like
you crushed it.
50 points from GCs.
You crushed it. Wait, actually, before we get it ahead of ourselves, then, but I will ask then: would you like to go back to the old system then, or are you liking it the way that it is now? I know that bias will be there. That's fine, but I just want to know your take. Are you a little sad?
So I am a little sad, and I'm a little sad for personal reasons because, I have to sometime next spring. I'm planning on February, but we'll see. I have to do like my dissertation defense and stuff for my PhD.
Sure.
So the only regionals we've got announced for NA so far are going up to March, and they're all not close to me. Like I'm in the Southeast, and they're all at least a flight. Even like Pittsburgh is the closest. So I have like no justification to travel for tournaments at all from basically Pittsburgh on through March. So if I was going to compete for a World's Invite, it would be really nice if I could do it, from home on weekends between writing sessions. But from a broader perspective, I am perfectly fine with the GCs having reduced points. I think they're technically not very representative of a lot of the skills that we now test in tournament environments.
Sure.
But I am I think it's wrong that there's not some sort of online way to play like we do in live tournaments. And I think that's a gap that's missing. There should be some larger CP than GC thing that you do online, but that doesn't exist. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Bring back the Players' Cup or whatever. And
something like that.
I didn't even have time to say Michael was running late because he's already here just in time for the intro. How you doing, Michael?
Hey, how morning? How morning? What the actual flip is going on?
Close enough.
Yeah. Sorry for being a little late. I had stuff to do, which is preparing for a do or die exam. But do or die exam or regionals, we always know the answer for that. So,
We actually were just talking about kind of that. Toler's talking about defending his PhD. We're talking about academics here, and everyone knows Pokemon should come before academics. That's what we're going to advise here, of course.
Correct.
Right.
But I guess sometimes you got to do useful stuff. Okay. So, Michael, you also did quite well in the GC, but not quite winning it for your region. I think you are taking home top 4, it looks like. I'm seeing.
I got 4th. I kind of hoped for top 2, but unfortunately, EU kind of popped off.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at the bottom of your breakdown here because that part is quite funny to me. We'll get to talking about the GC actually here in just a second. But first, let's finish previewing the show and then talk about a couple of things at the so get a couple of topics out in the beginning, out of the way in the beginning, and then we'll get into the GC as well as previewing the tournaments this coming weekend. So first and foremost, if you're watching now and you won't be around later, or if you'd actually rather watch this on YouTube, it'll be posted on YouTube tomorrow. Exclamation point YT in the chat. We'll see if the Nightbot is working. I have not fixed it yet. Maybe I'll fix it tomorrow. That's okay. It's CK49 on YouTube. And yeah, so check us out there. Thank you, Adi. And yeah, lastly, if you have any questions for us, for the two guests that we have today, definitely put them in the Twitch chat. We'll be watching as we go along. So if you are wondering anything about their run that they're willing to discuss, definitely ask, or any other questions at all. Just please participate and let's have some fun. So, anyways, first up, getting through this topic today is just is signups for LAIC. That's going to be when is this? I didn't actually look at the dates. Oh, it's in a couple weeks, so not quite yet. But LAIC, the first internets of the season, going to be in Regulation H. Confirmed. Yeah. There, it's in November before it ends. Okay, and so with that, I actually wouldn't be surprised if Michael, you had what's it called, the early registration for it. Do you have, or a travel award either, or no?
I got the full TA at least, so I can still choose. I feel like if you land in this position where you get 5th to 8th, you are kind of forced to go, if you understand what I mean.
Right.
But I don't know yet. I mean, it's pretty cool that the signups are actually after the first regional in LATAM, after the first regional in EU, and after the first regional in NA, and I also think after the first regional in Oceania as well, right? The Pittsburgh is the next weekend, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
it's after, I think, every single region's first regional, so you can still decide after your first regional if you want to play LAIC, which is pretty neat in my opinion.
Yeah, that part is really convenient. So yeah, you're, I guess, still on the fence about whether or not you're wanting to go. Toler, you said that you didn't really feel like traveling too far, so I imagine this might be too far.
Well, it's a double whammy, right? It's both way too long of a trip to take while I'm working on my research projects, and it's also $1,000 to fly from Atlanta, which I'm a graduate student, so I only went to UIC last year and flubbed it, but I only went to UIC last year because I was as MDB said, I was in the 5th through 8 kind of TA spot.
Right.
So it's I guess I'll go. Yay! But yeah, no, LAIC has always been prohibitively expensive for me to travel to, and the time is extra expensive now. So definitely not this year, unfortunately. Although I would like to go someday.
What about
Right.
Adi? I was
Should
going
I
to ask Adi.
send
Of
you?
course, of
Sorry.
course you're going, right?
No, sadly, I'm not going either. I've got a wedding to attend. In fact, I think a lot of North American players might be missing LASC for a wedding. So, just like Vancouver, all over again. This is why Europe is going to win.
Well, MDB just linked to us what you'll be missing out on, the competitor kits and stuff. I saw James talking about it in the Twitch chat as well, the Venusaur merch. And I gotta say, I actually hadn't really looked at it until just now. This does look pretty cool. At least, I don't know, some of the stuff on that. I think this looks dope.
It's also confirmed what most likely is going to be the competitor stuff for the other two ICs.
Right.
I just wonder which Charizard way will choose. Or who will be
I
both.
heard it was X for EUIC and then Blastoise for NAIC, but I guess I don't know for sure.
Oh, dude, we're getting robbed. We don't get the Charizard one. No.
Yeah,
Man.
they do be hating on Charizard Y, which is understandable.
Honestly,
Charizard
I
will
mean,
have
Mega
its time.
Venusaur is if you played in 2014 and 2015, you know Mega Venusaur is a loser Mega. You use Leech Seed, that's boring. Who uses Leech Seed on their Mega Pokemon? Frankly, I'm glad I'm not going to LAIC. That's all I'm saying.
The funny thing about Venusaur is it also Mega Venusaur has got me thinking about like Mega Victory Bell, because we're getting another Mega that looks kind of tanky and has the same typing, at least to start. We don't know what Mega Victory Bell's typing or stats are going to be yet, but it does make me wonder what they're going to do with it. Oh, they did confirm its type. I guess they did that with Dragonite. So did they confirm it's the same typing?
Yeah, it's grass poison. So
yeah, I don't know what they'll do with that.
It seems probably just a weaker version of Venu, since I don't know what it can get which outclasses Venu in any way, but we gotta see.
My suspicion is that it's a totally different Pokemon. Mega Venusaur is super defensive with Thick Fat, so maybe Mega Victory Bell will be like a cannon. Like it's just like poison types are super effective on every Pokemon in the game. Bam!
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm down.
I mean, I think a lot of people.
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of people were speculating it was going to have corrosion or something, or some ability to let it hit steel types because of its description, right? It said it could hit steel types. So I could totally see it having like poison type freeze dry as a move, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
That would be actually really cool. I like the idea of it being super effective on every type, so that if you have 2 types, it's just quadruple super effective.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just you can't run dual type Pokemon against Victory Bell.
That's right, Alex.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it would check out power creep and stuff, right?
True.
It's okay. It only has base 80 special attack, so it's fine that everything is super effective.
Yeah. All right. Well, getting carried away, certainly, but. LAIC, I mean, it's probably not in the cards for a lot of people, but if you're going to this one, that's going to be really cool to, check out some of the Venusaur stuff that you're getting in the kit, and also getting to play Regulation H on the big stage. I don't know, I'm a big fan of H, but we'll save that. We can't be talking about how much. It's a very divisive format, it feels like. Okay.
So also, before we get to the Great Challenge, we also have the Gdansk regional signups are tomorrow. Just a heads up for all the European players. But I did just see that while I was scrolling through the page.
Yep. Awesome. So that one coming up as well. I guess I'll ask about that one to you, MDB. You doing that one?
So as for like EU regionals in this Regulation H quarter, I would say I only consider the German ones and Gdansk because in general, if you are on the fence playing an EU regional, I recommend Gdansk the most because it is quite cheap and you get so much stuff. It's like the food is great and the city is amazing. Like it's so beautiful, especially at night. Like Gdansk is the go-to regional for Europeans. It's kind of sad that it's always like one of the smallest regionals. But I've been there once in the last season and it was honestly insane, and that's why I also consider if I go, I won't only go from Friday to Sunday. I will probably do like Thursday to Monday or something, because Gdansk is so much better than all the rest.
Ooh, okay, that's awesome. Making me want to go. Of course, I won't, but
yeah, I'll book a flight. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Like if Americans also ask me, if I should attend an EU regional, which one should it be? It's Gdansk by far. It's always Gdansk.
Interesting. Awesome. Yeah, I think it's really interesting the regional cadence that we have, where we have Frankfurt in like this month, and then in November we have Stuttgart, and they're like a 3-hour drive apart at most. It's kind of
true.
It's not that far away. To be fair, Lille and Gdansk are also not far away. Like you can technically reach everything with a car if you live inside like of the middle part of Germany, which is pretty fancy.
Nice. That is so. I mean, I'm definitely jealous of that. I wish I had more tournaments I could attend by driving. It's just so nice when you can do that and skip the flight.
Well, I mean, if you're in Europe, you could just take a train too.
Stop
I just realized
public
that
transport
my mic
on
is
us.
quite far away. I don't know if you hear me now better, but like my mic.
It does sound nice.
You were audible, but now you're
very far away.
Yeah. Man, to take a train to a tournament, that would be so based. I'll do that when we have Seattle, though. I could take a train to that one. But
Ah, screw you.
That's a bit of a
I
shorter
mean,
train.
surely you have a regional in like your area as well, Toler.
I do not have any regionals in driving distance. Pittsburgh is the closest so far. I'm looking forward to after
So
like
far.
whatever they announce after Seattle.
Oh, I was gonna say
Right. We think that there's going to be a Charlotte regionals, right?
right.
They normally have one there.
I hope so. Regional number 2 for the season.
Yeah.
Was Charlotte on the map, Audie? I don't remember if it was.
Was it not?
There was a
remember.
list somewhere, but
In which case?
I don't quite remember.
Funnily enough, Audie was the one that tweeted out like the one with
It-
all the guesses. I don't see it on there, Audie. I don't see a light.
No. Oh, it
lighting
wasn't
up.
there.
No, I did not see.
It's
Yeah, you're
we
right.
don't need to
Wow.
spend a lot of time on this, but
Mm.
point being,
no,
it
of
might
course
be
not.
hard for me to
Well,
continue my season
one-
after the GC.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get Atlanta.
my
People are coping for it.
my plans to
Go ahead.
my plans to get to Pittsburgh fell through, so I am potentially going to take a train to Pittsburgh, which would be cool because I don't think I've actually taken a train outside of like the LA to San Diego train in North America. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, that
That's
should be
actually
awesome.
really cool. That's cool. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the grand challenge that took place over this past weekend. The first one. So, of course, to remind people, this is kind of like the global challenges, but the only championship point earning regions are playing for this one, and we're also divided up by region now. There's a couple of changes, as you can see. Davide won only 75 points for first this time, as opposed to the 170 that we were seeing previously, and it's divided by region. So Toler here, 7th overall, but no NA names above. So Toler does walk home with the big 75 here, which is pretty cool to see, and also kind of funny to see how, I don't know, how the regions shake out. I posted it here. I wanted to ask MDB, where were you
refresh
getting your...
apparently according to X. There will be more results in if you refresh now.
Oh, okay, on this one?
On the GC page, on the Victory Road GC page. If you refresh,
Okay, yeah,
there
looks
will
like they
be
did add a
like,
couple. Nice. Okay. But
okay.
yeah, so I guess let's start off by talking about Toler, your win for NA.
Sure.
And then we'll kind of just bounce around and talk about the results of different players as well as regions. I feel like I passed it. There,
The bottom one thing, yeah. Okay. That's me.
Yeah, so you talked about it a bit in the beginning, but you said you didn't play the full games. You played like what, 37 or something?
Yeah, I went 30
Oh,
and
so
7.
weak.
Yeah.
Yes, I could have done 8 more games, but Mickey, I had full confidence that NA sucks.
And you were right. You were so right. That's
I was
awesome.
unfortunately proven right. Yeah.
You named it Goodbye. Was this supposed to be a send-off tour and you were supposed to just not use the team anymore? And now you're like probably having second thoughts? I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it, but I'm kind of curious.
No. So this was that was the nickname theme for the team. So when I said in replies to this performance, like people were like, "Oh yeah, T team." Like Shailong was like, "How do I play as well as you?" And just run back your Reg H team.
Okay.
So this team was named Goodbye when I ran it for Baltimore last year, because all of the Pokemon have nicknames related to that. So like Golden Go Away, Ursalon, Porygon.
What a name!
Some puns. Nice.
Incineroar is named Toodles because Toodles is just a good word. So yeah, it's just an extension of the nickname theme.
Okay, got it. I'm a little crushed that you couldn't find a better pun for Incin, but Toodles is still fun.
Incin is tough.
Yeah, no, it does sound pretty tough. I'm thinking about it right now.
You do need an Incineroar on the team, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't change it just for the name, just for a better name to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also thought about what James said, like
Incineroar. That's pretty good.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Yeah, maybe I'll work that in.
Okay.
But Did you just
Go.
run back your Baltimore team without changes? Because that would be insane.
Why
I
not?
made let's see. So I edited spreads, and I'm not going to talk about whatever I did to spreads, but I did make some
That's
spread
fine.
changes. I changed a few Terra types, and I changed exactly one move. I tried dual
Oh.
wing beat over Bravebird on Flamigo, and that was it.
That's
All right.
crazy.
I
That shows
guess
teams are not outdated.
true. It's true.
Yes.
It's cool to
I don't
see.
know.
I guess one thing I will ask though is, what do you think carried the run? Who do you think was like the shining star?
Oh, well, they're all shiny.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Whole team shiny. No, it's kind of interesting when you're playing this sort of team. You know, any team that someone could call outdated. You
Right.
typically have to relearn like new play styles associated with it as you play it in the new environment. Um, I think I noted this after Baltimore, right? But it's a P2 Ursa team in principle. At Baltimore, I ran into a lot of like Annihilate teams. Again, this is a year ago now, so who remembers what Baltimore was?
Right.
But I ran into a lot of like setup-y or Annihilate teams or like really defensive teams or like things that could really punish the P2 Ursa mode efficiently. So I think I made a comment at the time to Yotam. It's like, yeah, I brought Flamigo Golden Go lead like 8 times out of 10 rounds, and I was having to do it every game. So it's like I wasn't even playing the team the normal way to start with. And then when I was practicing this team earlier this format, which I mean, I guess we can talk about why I decided to do this, but when I was practicing this team earlier after Worlds, I was like having to remind myself how to play the actual P2 Ursa mode because I never actually learned because I wasn't like actually tested on it at the regional level. So I think, especially in the GC, I was really benefited from to answer the shining star question, right? Like, I really benefited from playing a super flexible style across like a lot of different leads and combinations, and trying to punish people for the expectations that they would have for the team.
Right.
But at the same time, I think Porygon was easily the best Pokemon on the team. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
My guy lived at 1 HP like 5 times throughout the GC, and I was like, okay, yeah, great.
Oh, that
Trick Room is
spreads.
up. Spread diff. There we go. Yeah, it's tricky because you
That's-
really have to balance the special attack and defenses on it. So
Yeah,
it's
especially
hard to pick the right
P2.
spread.
I think that's also
Yeah.
cool to hear because from what I remember, I mean, it wasn't just this team in general. I feel like P2 started to like have a pretty bad downward trend at the end of Regulation H. I know
Yeah, it has a lot
Marco's
of problems in
team
the format.
uses it. Like it was good and then it came really bad and then it's like I don't know. I don't really like it was difficult to like place exactly what it was. There was more than one factor.
Yeah,
Sorry, loud car.
I'm sure it's a combination of stuff, right? Like Golden Go is the best mod in the format, probably. I mean,
Right.
in my opinion, I'm a Golden Go shill.
That's not a hot take.
It's not a hot take, and Porygon, you know, aside from some weird Terra types that kind of mess it up defensively, isn't good into gold. And then another important part here is that you see a lot of Annihilates that are not just the standard like support sets. And playing Golden Go or playing not Golden Go is amazing. Playing Porygon against those kinds of like safety goggles or Sash Annihilate sets is actually very challenging and takes a lot of nuance and touch. You have to make a lot of difficult decisions related to Final Gambit and Taunt and CC, like a bunch of things that just give P2 a tough time, and it's easy to fall into traps. So I think, like in general, there are a lot of pieces in the format that develop later on that just make Porygon's life much harder.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Definitely. And then one other question I want to ask about the team before we move on here is about the Flamigo specifically, because not only is it like the most unique Pokemon on the team, you know, like the most like uncommon in most VGC metas and stuff, but it's also the one that separates this from the billion other versions of this team that are out there. Like, I don't know, there's literally memes about, you know, you can use Vivillon or Dragonite
9
or
different
Hydreigon
Pokemon in the
or
last slide.
Annihilate
Yeah.
or Mienshao or Sneasler or Kilowattrel. I feel like I might even be forgetting some. People have tried so many. So why is it Flamigo? Why is that your favorite?
Yeah, I know people. I saw an alignment chart related to
That's the
which
one. That's the one. It's
Pokemon
very
you
good.
picked. Vivillon was like chaotic evil or something. I love that. I love Vivillon. A terrible choice, by the way. I mean, like the team is weak to. If you pick Vivillon, it gets extra weak to Golden Go, which is
Right.
scary. You can tail one for your Ursulina. It's kind of nice. So Flamigo was, I guess, especially nice in the GC run. Not because people forgot it had wide guard, but having wide guard on your team, if you're good at like inferring whether a Pokemon is choiced or not, is kind of broken in the GC. Like, no expanding force, no eruption from random Typhlosions. It helps with your hard TR matchup. So that's like one side of it for the GC specifically. I think Flamigo is just like a much better Pokemon than people give it credit for. I know this is an expected take from someone who top 4 to regional right away with Flamigo in the format, but Flamigo does a lot of really good things for this team. Like, it pressures Gold into Terra immediately, even though it's a fighting type. It's immune to Intimidate. You still have Wide Guard anyway. It's a great partner next to Ursaluna if you ever get into that board state. So it's nice to have something that flies and also hits opposing Gold before they move. It's speed tying with Annihilate, which on one hand sucks because Flamigo looks a lot faster than Annihilate. So I don't know why it's so slow.
What's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that? And running moves like Dual Wing Beat, you're just powering up the Rage Fist. So there are downsides to that part. But at the same time, like, you're not slower than Annihilate, which is actually kind of convenient. And the only thing that I don't like about Migo right now is just that for some godforsaken reason, every Annihilate player has decided that the best thing to do is run max speed. And I mean every Annihilate player.
Why?
It's like I feel like they're wasting points in almost every circumstance. But when you're running Flamigo, you definitely notice because you're like, oh, I outsped them that turn and now I'm slower. So it's tricky to call the turns with Annihilate speed ties and Golden Go speed ties. But it's like Wide Guard is super powerful with the 2 normal types for shutting down Gold because then all it can do is Shadow Ball Flamigo. And CC is still really powerful into a lot of the format. And, you know, Dueling Beat and Brave Bird are both good for very different reasons. But still,
I mean, take a look at your team. Fighting Flying doesn't look that bad, right?
Yeah.
If you can hit
Into
very
other
cold
teams, that's
angle.
true. Or in,
Flamigo
like,
is Flamigo is
Yeah.
one of the best like offensive Pokemon in the mirror. So it's pretty nice.
Also, speaking of which, is there like there's Pelipper with White Guard, which you rarely see? Is there like are there more White Guard Pokemon which are not called like, I don't know, Stonjourner or something?
I was thinking of Stony J. Yeah.
Why were you both thinking of Sojourner? I was thinking of Mienshao only because it did well at like the last Reg H tournament, Toronto.
I feel like they didn't play White Guard either.
Y'all ever played a White Guard Armorage?
You could play
Oh.
against Wide Guard or Araquanid, maybe.
Spider, true. That's fair. That's fair.
There's also
Yeah, you don't see
Chestnut
it a lot in this format.
and Mienshao. But
man, I don't know who I saw. I swear I think I saw it like on
teams.
True, YouTube comment or something. But like somebody was like Chestnut, you know, hard walls Golden Go with Wide Guard and Bulletproof, and I'm like, all right, okay, sure,
go hard walls Chestnut.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
I mean, honestly, you know what? The scary Chestnut said is that belly drum one. That one was cool. That was whoever did that.
Yeah, make it rain. Goodbye.
True. Anyways, so Michael, let's jump over to your run. I don't think there's actually anything to show because oh, you know what? I'll find it over here. At least your tweet, where it shows your points. So you ended up getting 1806. You said you played all of them.
Right. I can tell why I don't show my team. I also explained in my tweet, but a very, very good friend of mine plans to use the team I used in the GC. And I felt like if I reveal the team, it's possible that people want to do matchup plans into it. So for their sake, I won't reveal it. I will not play it myself in Frankfurt. Frankly speaking, I will probably choose on Friday what I'm going to play, doing the same as always. But yeah, I felt like you need to understand that I was like at 18-20 at one point. And I was thinking about, okay, I could lock in top 4 easily because I was first for a very long time. But I thought, like, what's the point? I want to go for glory. I want to win everything that is possible to win. So I queued another one and lost. And then I knew it is not possible because I lost another one. And basically, I was very happy that I won my very last one, ending at 1806 because before my last one, I was at around 1794, and I wasn't sure if this was enough for top 8 anymore because I was like 10th, and I thought maybe in some world it's not going to be enough. So I queued the last one against Sebastian Escalante. I saw the name and I was like, not the best opponent you wanna face in your win it in kinda. But I was able to outplay him a little bit. So yeah, finishing 4th. I mean, my peak rating would have been 3rd, but in the end, it would have been still top 4 for EU. So I don't regret a single thing. And as I said, I think like I always played all my 45 games, but not in Stockholm last season. I played 2 games, fell asleep because of my sleep problems I have. And then, yeah, that was the only one I haven't played all 45. And it also feels great to make it into top 4 because I never ever made it on this Victory Road page in a GC. I did not have a top 32 in a Grand Challenge in the last season. And before that, I had like 2 top 32s in global challenges, but that was like 100 something because it's global challenges. So I felt great making it there for the first time, seeing my name. And yeah, I'm a little surprised myself because I felt the team isn't that great, and I also had 0 practice with the team, but it popped off. I will reread
Nice.
it after Frankfurt, but
Awesome.
I'm really happy with all the choices I made in the end.
Yeah, you talked about that match against Sebastian Escalante, but I'm curious, was there any other, like, as much as you can describe, highlight from the run? Anything else that was kind of like funny or something, or nothing else related to that you can elaborate on?
So as Bruno says, I played against him now 4 times in a row, I think, in GCs. In the last 3 I played against him. Now I play against him again, and it was on like 4 a.m. my time, which is crazy because what do you mean 4 a.m. my time? But I kind of play. My sessions were always a maximum of, I feel like, 9 games at once. And
very
I
controlled,
stretched them
nice.
throughout the day. I know that the most sensible thing to do is to play like probably all of them on Sunday or most of them Saturday, some Sunday, something like that. But I tend to play like this time I played 15 on Friday, 11 on Saturday, and the remaining 19 on Sunday. I don't know what your approach was, Tola, if you played 15, 15, 15, or like played most
Obviously,
of them
I
on
just threw
Saturday.
37 games at Sunday. No, of course not. But continue. I'll fill it later.
I mean, some people actually do that.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, other than that, I I played against a Specs Blastoise player.
I heard about this
Whose
one.
out was to get a Diaclosty back to back, and he got it. So Sneasel is a great Pokemon. But I'm very happy for them. They made second in NA, I think, 9th in the end. So very cool for them. And one thing I also remember is that I played. I can tell that I played Blizzard Ninetales Alola. And in my 45 GC games, I brought Ninetales to, I feel like 40 games or something. And I got 1 Blizzard freeze after clicking Blizzard like 50 times. And I felt so sad because the freeze also happened in my 42nd game. I was like, this move is bugged. What is going on? Why can I not be the one who can have fun? But then I got it and I popped off so hard. And the funny part is it was against the Blastoise player after it was too late. After the 2 Diaclaw sleeps, I had to get like a double freeze with Blizzard, and I froze the Sneasel, but not the other one. I will not tell what the other one is because they also censored their team. I only talked about Sneasel and Blastoise, but yeah, that was probably one of my highlights. So yeah.
One more question for you, actually, in the Twitch chat here, MD, because we were kind of talking about this earlier, with regards to this. You said that you thought top 8 for NA is probably somewhere in the 30s. Argusabe is talking about yeah, about maybe it being a little bit higher than that. Although if you're saying like it's 25, that honestly doesn't move the needle for me that much. Like that's still like 30, 25 is kind of similar-ish, but I was
Yeah,
kind of curious. How did you figure this number?
I made a list that's longer than that. Like I also have
Of
ninth,
course.
10th, 11th. So from all what I know, and it looked like something in the 30s, but since there's no Latam player in top 32 as of now, it could be a little higher. I just assumed that maybe there's like Agadi up there. I didn't see their result,
Those
and
usually pretty good.
also there are like always these players that are always in the top of the GCs. Like before we knew who was third, I was like, it's going to be Suika. It has to be Suika. If it isn't Suika, I
Yeah,
would
that'd be
bet
insane,
all
yeah.
I have that it's Suika, and then it was Suika. So that was obvious. And like there are still players like Chichiot, Frederick Nielsen, like there are still players where I think that are like in the top of that, but yeah, that being said, I don't know for sure. It could be something in the 20s, but I know that there are a lot of Europeans in like the top 16 at least. But yeah, that's all
So wait, is
I
12th
can
a
say.
fact though? Is 12th get for EU top 8?
Uh, Wait, I have to pull up my list for that, but the 11th player also was from, like, as you can see, there were 7 players in top 8, 6 players in top 8. Then there was Stefano Greppi, who finished 10th, so that's
Yeah.
the 7th player from
Oh
EU.
my god.
And I think there was a player who got 12
I guess
from
it's
EU in my timeline. So yeah,
It's Suika, Toler, and Waleed here that
right.
are the only ones fighting for any region other than EU. Come on.
Who do you think
Hey,
is going
man.
to be like what's going to be the rating of the best Latam player? I saw that Juan Salerno had like a rating of 1761. But I wonder if that is going to be enough to be like first
It is
in
crazy to
his
think
region.
like how much like I don't think Suika's ever going to be sweating for a Worlds invite, but it's crazy how much this nerfs Suika specifically because Suika's usually putting like a 100 something point gap on a lot of other players in the
Yeah.
Oceania region. Just because Suika's, this is actually just pissing me off. How does Suika do this? Like, this is crazy. I
Well,
mean, it doesn't piss me off.
it's the
They're so
GCs,
goaded.
which he was already really good at from the
Yes.
Japanese ladder and like the high incentive to be good at the in-game ladder in Japan. It's like he has tons of skills that are very, take a very long time to develop.
Yeah.
That's one side of it.
Yeah.
The other side of it is he's freaking really good at the game and attends so many tournaments. Like,
How?
Speaking of which,
It's
did
so
you know
inspiring,
who
so
won?
cool. Go ahead.
Do you know
MVP.
who won the last ranked season?
oh, it
Of
was,
Reg
Because
H
it was
or Reg
the Japanese
I?
player. I think Suika was talking about them. Anyway, continue.
I thought it was Suika.
Oh, it was
I might
Suika?
be
Okay.
wrong. Or was it Hirofumi? Like
You probably know
I
better than me.
saw Suika's tweet about
I thought
it.
it was you be slow.
Was it? I saw a tweet about it, but like Suika also is a demon in like the ranked ladders as well, which kind of like I feel like if you play a lot of in-game ranked ladder, it will also it was Suika
Okay.
according to DQ.
Okay, great.
So
Yeah,
I wasn't
I
wrong.
was thinking of Bermotto from June,
So
which is not right.
yeah, but I mean, close enough. So I feel like if you play a lot of ranked ladder, and especially if you finish first there multiple times, it will also traverse to the GCs. Pretty sure.
This is a high skill activity. Yeah, you can definitely learn
Yeah,
to be.
100%. The people that try to like
Most of the
dismiss
Western
GCs
players.
and say that
Sorry,
it's
go
all
ahead.
randomness and RNG, like just look at the fact that Suika was putting up these numbers every time, and there's a lot of other players. You mentioned like Agati's also like done really well at these, and like yeah, there's a good number of other players. Toler was talking about how last season he got 3 top 32s, like that, with top 8 and a top 16 alongside that. There
was
are
a huge part of my invite.
yeah, it's crazy. But also it's just, I think it's really fun. It's fun that we still get to play some of these, especially because, I don't know, Toler can maybe get me on this one a little bit, is that I'm a boomer and I do miss the closed team sheet parts a little bit, not entirely, but parts of it. I had fun playing those closed team
You haven't been playing that long, kid. I remember when you
Oh,
started.
I know.
It's a good.
I remember very well when you started.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I get to be in the boomer camp now because I've played longer than MDB here, at least.
It's true.
Right. Which isn't bad.
I feel like it's crazy that I get to be in the boomer camp, and I started in 2017. I do not feel like a boomer at all.
Children.
People are getting all these facts wrong. I'm in Classics League right now. And 2017 is like one of the oldest formats in Classic League. It's like the 3rd oldest format.
Don't say that. I love
It's
17.
pretty cool to have like this diversity of having the open team sheet and the closed team sheet and the BO3 and the BO1 like a difference because playing the same thing over and over again can lead to like some, I don't know, it could get boring in time, or just for refreshment. I feel like it's good. And I was a player who hated GCs in like the first season, like in 2023 when I started. They were a huge factor to get your qualification for Worlds as well, because the season was so short, right? It started in January, I think, or at least very, very late. Compared to like all the other seasons. So I didn't like them at first, but then I realized it is a good change of pace, and you don't have to like think so much about them if you don't really care. But I feel like having a negative mindset about them is just it will affect your one in the end as well. If you say I hate GCs, in the end you're not going to do well as well, because you just have the wrong mindset, and Pokemon is a lot about having the correct mindset.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, let me use myself as an example, because I do this in every GC that I do well in, right? Is I run a very boring team with no real surprises. There's nothing weird about I promise I'm not going to send my pace right now, but there is absolutely nothing strange about the P2 Ursa team that I used for this GC. I just played it to the best of my ability and applied my best of one, which we can talk about if we want, about what kind of skills are helpful in best of one. Right. But having a good BS detector and being able to like infer what people are actually doing from what Pokemon they decide to send out is really helpful. As a start, it's like you don't have to try to cheese people to be good in a GC. And in fact, I advise against it for most people. It's fun, but like you trip yourself up as often as you trip other people up.
Oh, I feel like this is probably the best time to bring this up, because I saw this going around, and you're talking about you don't have to cheese people. I'm sure you guys might have seen this as well. But like, apparently this is what Wolf was running. I'm sorry that my image is terrible quality. It's already out. Okay.
He posted on YouTube, for example, his 6 with moves and everything. Like,
okay, so it's out. It's out. Well, but I didn't need such a terrible screenshot to show it. I had not heard otherwise. But regardless, apparently this is.
I mean, I can send it right now if you want.
Well, if it's behind a Patreon, then we probably.
I think no. It's wait. I will just show you.
No, James, you are kind of right that Mamoswine is technically the weirdest pick here, or like one of the weirdest picks here. Let me see.
You can just take this screenshot and maybe zoom in
a little bit.
I see.
There's like a YouTube post.
It doesn't reveal. Yeah, this is on the YouTube post. So
okay, nice. So nice. That is so funny. How did he end up doing? Does he say? Let me see in the read more here.
He said he had a good run.
Got it.
He reached rank 1 on Showdown with the team before the Grand Challenge.
Not bad.
The good old Terra Ground Dodo.
I mean, I gotta throw it over to me and Audie eventually. I guess like we'll talk about our runs really quick, and then let's get further more into analyzing these. I didn't want to talk too much about mine because I got to like 1650 and then win traded. However, I will say, and I'm inspired to mention it because of Wolf's one here, is like I got to like top 10 and had like an excellent GXE on the best of one ladder, and I was like, I am set. I'm like, 83 GXE. My team is lit. And then I got to 1650 and win traded until ultimately I lost to, and I finished like 16-14. And I was like, I can't make it. Well, I had 3 games left. I couldn't go anywhere from there. So I was like, I'm done. But I don't know. I feel like Showdown was definitely giving me false confidence. I was a little sad. Obviously, there's nothing else you can do besides play in like community run ladder tours if you want to practice Reg H best of ones Showdown. But yeah, Showdown was feeling soft. It led me astray, unfortunately.
I will say I only played and I've had this problem with Showdown too, Alec. I only played best of 3 ladder. I played a lot of best of 3 ladder. I was just looking to see on my ult. I have 3 best of 1 games played.
Yeah.
Period.
I had 0, but
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
nobody asked you, Michael. Okay, nobody asked.
I
And
wonder-
anyways,
what
it's
did
none
you
of our
run?
turn to
Yeah,
talk.
that's the most important question. What did you run?
What did I run? Oh, because I did badly enough with it, I might be able to use it again. So I'm not gonna say yet.
Okay.
I'm hoping to maybe
Fair enough.
rework it a little and then try again because I liked it a lot, and I'm just sad that it didn't do as well as it should have. We're gonna try that. We're gonna run that right back. But anyways, it's not our turn to talk. It's Adi's turn to talk. Adi, tell us about your GC.
Yeah. Okay. So I did play some best of 1 ladder. I played about 35 games of best of 1 ladder. I just pulled up my pass rest. But yeah, you can see the team I
45.
used. Obviously, this is not me.
45
Right? No,
would
not
have been
45.
funny.
Go ahead.
Well, so I saw this team after Worlds. I was kind of looking through the Limitless tour to see what did well, and this one I think a 27-person Limitless tour. So not the biggest tour, but it's still reasonably sized for a team that was this wild. And not me, obviously, even though the Swedish flag. This is Sander Tickleman. Actually ran into someone on ladder who was like, "Are you Sander?" It's like, no, but then I looked it up on Twitter and he had posted about this team. He's a Dutch player, and he was the guy who used Ho Eternatus on stream. In Reg I, if you remember that. But yeah, so he built some cool teams, and I just ripped this. I played 35 games of best of 1 ladder. I got to top 50. I said, this is good. I made some changes to this, so it's not exactly the same, but I had a lot of fun. I got all the way up to like the 1750s. I think I was like top 60 on ladder going into the last like 5 games, and I actually ran into the same Blastoise player that Michael was talking about. And it's funny, this kind of ties the two conversations we were having had together, because I played that Blastoise player and I didn't have the BS detector that Toler did, so I didn't realize it was Specs Blastoise. And I would have won the game if I had realized that and disabled it, but I didn't realize that. And so I ended up losing to him, and that was when I was like maybe 1 or 2 wins away from kind of reaching my goal. And so lost another one, ended up getting 1720-ish, so probably top 64 CP in North America, maybe top 32, which is basically the
Maybe
same.
top 8
It's a
actually.
big
That's
difference.
top 8.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I think
was
he's a really
about to
good
say
team.
this.
There's no way that's top 8.
We're
There's no way
joking,
that's
of
top
course.
8.
We're joking, of
Or
course.
top 16
But
even.
Yeah, it's top.
But like I was like,
32 or
there's a what if
65.
it's top 16? But no, it could be. It could be maybe top
Actually.
32.
I think
doubt
a friend of mine showed me they
but
got
yeah,
like
so
top
it was fun
64,
clicking.
and they were like, maybe it's good enough for top 8 NA, or top 16 NA. I was like, there's no way. But now after seeing the results, I'm like, it actually might be good enough. That's sad.
Actually, I wonder, like, go ahead, Adi. I will.
Yeah. Continue, Adi. Continue.
Talk about my thought in a little bit.
Just to wrap it up. Sorry, I'm on hotspot right now, so I'm lagging a little bit with my audio. So I'm sorry if I'm talking over people, but yeah, the Titan was really cool. I got to belly drum Earthquake through a lot of teams. The Blaziken was very impressive as well. I had upper hand on mine, and I cheesed a lot of people with upper hand Blaziken, which is very funny. But yeah, I think the one thing that I wanted to talk about really was that even though like in theory I could have stopped and I maybe would have gotten top 16 in North America or top 8 in North America, top 16 doesn't actually interest me for these tournaments. Top 8 does. And
Right.
the fact that you are now so incentivized to play out all of your games and like really push yourself to your limit is really cool. Like I really did not feel like I said I'm going to stop at top 25 ranking so I can get a top 8, which is way higher than I would have stopped in the past. And so, yeah, I think it's really cool that you are now like really incentivized to play out all your games and really push for your highest possible score, because you don't know where in your region you are, and the payouts are now like well adjusted so that you actually do have like a little more of a gradient, and you do have some goals that you want to achieve. So I really like that, even though I ended up losing my last couple games and not quite getting the score I wanted.
Yeah,
that's
I agree with you, Audie. I thought that was a really good part of the changes that they made to the CP.
Right.
I think it's much better if people are not like trying to figure out what shelf to park themselves on, and instead like trying to actually have good tournaments. Like I was like, okay, I'll stop if I hit 18, but otherwise I'll just keep playing. So.
Yeah.
This reminds me of one thing my good friend Kusha told me. He also finished like 21st in the overall ranking, which was his best GC. And he told me that he had a fire idea. Imagine you would be forced to play all games, otherwise you wouldn't get any championship points. That would be so funny if you are like first with like a record of 32 and 0, but in the end you have to play all your games in order to get CP. That was like his idea, and I thought it would be kind of funny. Probably not feasible because some people work on the weekend, and then I had the idea, what if you stretch it out, like you have to play, I don't know, 60 games over the span of 1 week, or something.
Okay.
And if you don't play all your games, you don't get any championship points. It was a fun little concept we talked about. I think it would be cool, honestly. It's because I always play all my games, but
Right.
I don't know what your thoughts on that would be.
I gotta say, I don't know why I've never heard this one before. It's a cool idea, though. I think it's pretty interesting. I can't say for certain, with my immediate reaction that it wouldn't have its issues, but it still like seems pretty cool. And I think right now we're actually striking a really good balance, as Adi and Toler were saying, in that like you don't know exactly where you are in your ratings. You could make a good guess, of course. But yeah, it's that mix of the grand and the global challenge currently. But also in general, you're motivated to play more games, and the more games you play, like the more, I don't know, it's just more fun that way. Definitely. I don't like this take from Rafa, who was telling me that he wants it to take your peak rating. I think that's like weak stuff. Nah,
you have to gamble a little bit.
There's
Go
an up
ahead,
and a down,
Toler.
right? Like if you're forced to play all of your games, the GC already has this kind of like, I think like a systematic issue where you are rewarded for being streaky,
Sure.
in the like wins losses sense. So it's like if you're forced to play at all your games, for example, I actually like the idea and sort of like spirit. But if you're forced to play all your games, like you're rewarded for having had a win streak right before the end, which is fine. And the GC already kind of does that, but the way it currently is, like you can have a win streak and then if you want to.
Yeah.
And the GC is mostly rewarding, it's one thing to have a good win-loss, but it's like if you lose, 10 games in a row to start the tournament, you progressively lose fewer and fewer because you'll be lower rated. That started the people that are not losing 10 games in a row. And so you won't go down as far. And then if you then, for example, were to win streak 30, you'll actually win the GC from there. Whereas someone who's like, I don't know, like happened to lose their 10 games at the end would have no chance. But that's an extreme example. But it's like this tournament format rewards you for having win streaks specifically, and like making it sort of arbitrary about when you stop relative to your win streak is pretty awkward. I mean, there's not a great way to do these sorts of things, but and maybe this is like super fake and someone's going to be like, actually the math says, which is valid. I'm into math.
We'll have to ask you, Tom.
Yeah, we'll have to ask. But I do think it's like any design that kind of like doesn't give you control over when you stop is kind of,
I get that,
weird.
I like where it is now, at least a little bit. So
I think it's pretty decent right now. But also about your thing, where to park. Now you have also not a rough estimate, I feel like, because this was a very EU heavy, like top heavy tournament. It could be way different. Like, for example, GC1 last year, the first Grand Challenge, was similar to this, where like a lot of EU players popped off. But then the next ones, I think there was like one where were like 10 NA players in top 16 or something. That was
Yeah.
like, so you cannot get a rough overview. And especially, like, where do you think top 8 of Oceania, for example, would be? I
Right.
saw someone who tweeted like they got 171st and said maybe it's enough for top 8. And I was like, wait a second, what? But I.
It could be.
I really wonder where like the cutoff will be, because I feel like a lot of players next time will maybe play for this cutoff of the top 8, but it could be vastly different the next time. I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's really good. It's like also these points are very high relative to some of the especially late
Yes.
season.
Yeah.
It was very hard to anticipate where first was going to be for this tournament. Not to mention the rest of the spread. So I think like the fact that so many people appear to be playing to win will really change some of the quote unquote cutoffs that people are seeing.
I like that.
Yeah,
I do like
I
that.
think last season Naox had like
yeah.
1853, right, in GC1. And then in the last GC, you needed
Wow.
like 17 something. So it really drops off each GC as well.
Audio,
ahead,
throw it
Audie.
over to you. What were you saying?
I will never get over hitting 1790 and missing top 32 in the first GC. But no, I think that one other thing that might actually change things is the fact that now the best finish limit has gone from 3 to 4. So now actually people are even more incentivized to play all of the GCs along with the adjusted point structure. There is no point where you're like, I'm done. It's actually kind of hard to get 4 like really good results when the especially with the way the gradient has changed, where now okay, maybe you do park at top 16 for one of these, or you have a top 16 result. It's still kind of worth your while to try to overwrite a top 16, even a top 8, potentially, depending on how good you are. So it's really hard to find a spot where you're like comfortable and you're not going to play them. I think we're going to see maybe a lot more people playing the GCs, but then also, I guess, Champions are going to come out and a lot more people are going to be playing in general. So again, the last GCs might be really, really hard because there might be a lot more people.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, this reminds me of one thing. Since everybody expects the Champions release to be like March, April, around that time, I wonder if like there will be a global challenge in like Scarlet and Violet, and some of them in Champions. Like this is going to be very interesting for the Japanese players if they will have like 2 very different formats in which they
Right.
can qualify. Because I don't feel like that's the case, which incentivizes that the Champions release will be like already in March, like that the first global challenge will be like in or like in February already, because the 3 global challenges are probably going to be in February, March, and April. But I also don't think we are going to play Champions in February, right? But do they
Right.
really have 2 different qualification methods in the end? Or like not methods, but like very, very different formats.
Yeah.
And to be clear, we already know the months of all the grand challenges, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
September, October, November,
Yes.
January, and May. So
Exactly.
no December is interesting, and then yeah.
I think they could space out the global challenges like tighter. Like they could put them tighter together. Basically, if they need to, if they want them all on Champions, they could just say, we're running one every 2 weeks in April or something.
That would be horrible.
Yeah, I mean, whatever your opinions on that are kind of like, what I'm trying to say is it's possible, of course, like that they could definitely change things up based on whatever the release schedule of Champions is, because yeah, we really don't know. I wish we did. Really wish we did. But yeah, let's talk about some of the results of the teams. I feel like we actually didn't even touch on the winner much here, so I'm gonna pull that one up right here and we'll take a quick look at it. But yeah, ultimately won by a bit of a balance-oriented team. I mean, so many teams can be categorized under the balance umbrella in this format. Like Toler's team shares like 2 Pokemon with this, and I would say it's still balance type of team. So it's like, yeah. Anyways, triple fake out, Ninetales. This one it looks pretty strong, and I guess like we don't know a whole lot.
Do you think it's
lot
fake
about
out
it,
on the Sneasel?
It might
do you
not
think
be.
it's like
It might
grassy
not, yeah.
seed, 3 attacks? I think this is also possible, but like
Right.
it's a standard duck team, right?
Yeah, I think I've also
Yeah,
actually
but
literally
D.
seen the
Wait,
page
where's
for it.
the
So
Dragonite?
Where's the Dragonite?
Oh,
right, where's
wait.
the D-Knight? Where is
So
he?
this is very similar to like Justin Tang's Grassy Seed Golden Go team, but that
Yeah.
team has a Dragonite, not an Incineroar, or then it has a Harkonite and a Dragon Incineroar and Sizzler, so it's or rather than Blood
Yeah,
Moon.
but
Sorry.
this is a Zuck team. Sneasel Ursa, Luna, Golden.
Oh yes, I did hear about the Japanese core Sug with Sneasler instead of D-Knight, dude. But I love D-Knight. I love when he's part of the core. Nah, that's sad.
Thinks he's on the team.
But yeah, this one, yeah, I like with it. What am I trying to say? There could be a lot of different sets for all the different Pokemon. Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. Is Toler, you were saying like this is Justin Tang's team, but with this change, and I'm like, I'm looking at it, I'm kind of like, it reminds me of like that Pokealex team, and it's just like everything's just like a slight variation of something else. This is actually just Rinya's son if you take the Gastrodon and replace it with an Ursaluna, and
Right,
you take the Charizard and make it a
between
Golden
the
Go.
different.
Of course.
You can commute between the different high quality teams, Regulation H.
Yeah.
You know, of this kind of like flavor where you have double fake out kind of stuff. Like that's already 3 things that are restricting you, and then Ninetales is so nice, helps deal with ground types.
Yes.
Feels good. Yeah.
I gotta say,
I
Rain is
wonder-
nice to have control of.
My team was not far from this, right? Because I had like physical Ursaluna, and then I had Flamigo, but then it's just like.
This is P2, of course. This is P2, and that's the grass type.
Ice move user, and
yes.
Lucas versus Rillaboom, easy.
Yes, of
Oh,
course.
look, we've got our GC winner in the chat as well. Congrats, Davide.
Congrats, Davide.
The D is for Davide. Yo.
Have you also heard about like I mean, okay, it's also not quite guard, but like last week I learned about the abbreviation guard, which is like Goldango, Ursaluna, Annihilate, Rillaboom, Dragonite.
Yeah.
And I was like, are we doing this because of people saying chalk like with the letters?
Right.
Are we doing this in every format? Since when? Like I feel like I've heard such abbreviations in almost each format, and it's kind of funny that people try so hard to find an abbreviation for everything.
It's only fun when they're good. Guard is like fine. I have seen it. I found it myself as well by putting those Pokemon into a Scrabble word finder because I was just like, what are the best words for these ones? But it's like only helpful for like communicating when like everybody uses it, and otherwise not really worth it.
Yeah. Regulation H, famously and incredibly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, second up, Torch here got second with Dozogiri. I feel like there was a couple of decent Dozogiris. I'm specifically saying
coaching Sneasel, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. This is following the grand tradition of coaching plus Dozo.
Yeah. Like the Kylan, I know, was using that to good success last year, I believe.
Lorenzo
Kylan
and
didn't perform
Lorenzo
like
too,
bad
yes.
with Annihilate Dragonite, like with coaching Annihilate. He finished like 1770, I think. So that's also decent.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those are popped off in the GC, which is kind of surprising because I felt like everybody puts in their Haze Murkrow, the Haze Dragonite, the Haze Primarina. Like Haze was so like pretty much everywhere. I felt like in the GC, but still 2 Dozos in top 5. That's surprising.
I don't even think
a lot of Dozo as well.
And
yeah, I was gonna say the same Tolers. Like not necessarily that I fought a lot, but the highest. Go ahead, Audie.
Sorry, I think I faced like 3 Dozos, and what's crazy is that I had a Dragonite on my team, and one of the few changes I made was I put Haze over Tailwind because I was like, I'm going to face Dozos. Not a single person brought Dozo against me. I didn't face not a single one. And I'm like, man, I should have just not run Haze on my Dragonite.
Yeah, you can see a Dragonite.
I noticed
that.
Dozo.
So,
yeah. Right.
You can get cheeky with that.
But that's why I'm like, I don't know what these Dozo players who did really well, were they bringing their Dozo into Dragonites? Do they have a way to play around it? Or were they just like, yeah, the 3rd most used Pokemon in the format, I'm just not going to bring my Dozo into. Like, I don't know how you approach that in best of 1 close team shooting.
Like if you remember what I was saying about some of these like best of one, like it really helps to be able to have a Bayesian prior on what your opponent's going to bring relative to what you have.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you have Dozo, then you know your opponent's going to bring Dragonite, if it has Haze. And if they don't bring the Dragonite, it probably doesn't have Haze. So you already can infer some stuff about the Dragonite's moveset, what it wants to do, and what your opponent's going to bring from team preview. And it makes the game like a lot more predictable. So maybe those players were taking advantage of those kinds of advantages. And like stuff like
Right.
the safety goggles King Gambit, like could get coached in front of a Dragonite, be a little bit annoying on the
Oh yeah, on the one up here.
Yeah.
second place team, or like
Yeah.
there are a lot of ways
That's why
that
I
you
will
can take
play
advantage of people doing
Dragonite
that.
without haste from now on
Yeah.
Okay.
in the GCs.
Yeah, I noticed the exact same thing though, Adi, when I had a really bad GC last year. I played like a Doug team and I brought Dragonite and I kept bringing it to the Dozo teams and they kept not bringing Dozo. What am I doing with this Dragonite?
Well, my issue with that is I love Dragonite. He's good in the other matchups too. He's just goated. But yeah, actually, in my experience with this GC, just speaking on Dozo in general, not necessarily the relation to Haze or not, but I think like I fought a couple of Dozos and they were all like really high. So like it was just like they were some of the highest opponents I played. I didn't do that well in the GC, of course, but still like so of the highest people I was queuing into, it was Dozos, and I was like, "What is going on?" The one that I did play was Life Orb Rock Slide, by the way, and I was like,
I
"Oh,
guess
they are cooking."
it makes somewhat sense since Dozo also has a great matchup into Rain, right? Rain really struggles into Dondozo, and like standard Rain is probably one of the most used teams in the GC. Sand popped off quite a bit in the Victory Road tournament, right? We've had a lot of Tyranitar there, and I feel like Dondozo is pretty good into Sand. Also, I feel like if this thing that you said, like if Dragonite, for example, is forced to come, you can abuse that fact as well, and that's why I think that Dozo had a great GC this time around. I wonder if it will keep being like that popular and that like successful. I kind of doubt it, but we gotta see.
It's one of the mods that suffers the most from its own success, of course, because then everybody gets ready for it.
I'm
gosh.
ready for the Dozo mirrors.
The
That's-
Hoj team looked evil, dude. The Hoj team is so evil.
He was like 21 or 23-1. Is it 50-50s or is the team good? It's like if I played this team, I would maybe just turn off Twitch. Like which is a compliment to him.
You have the answer. You have Flamigo. Flamigo doesn't fall for all the tricks here.
Oh, it doesn't fall for
This-
Zoroark, but I can still hit it and annihilate. Like
This
Yeah.
is not the
It's,
Nielsen team, bro. Like, what is an Incineroar doing on my screen? They've never used Incineroar.
He definitely doesn't belong there. I'll agree, because otherwise he kind of he messes up the fact that they have triple ghost and triple normal. By the way, I originally said I was like, oh, it's triple ghost, double normal, and then I was like, oh wait, Zoroark's also normal.
yeah.
It's just
I wonder
goofy.
if it's like Blaze Incin.
Oh my god.
Even...
Oh, for the bluff,
Oh
for
yeah,
the bluff.
the Annihilate comes but doesn't get a boost. Yeah.
Do you
sure.
remember that Michael, do you remember that Alex Soto clip, Len? It was so good. I was watching one of his streams and he plays against a Zoroark Incin team, and the Incin doesn't intimidate turn 1, so he expanding forces it and it's immune, and he lost the game immediately. They put it as Blaze Incin to bluff. It was beautiful. He got so owned.
This is actually quite funny. Yeah.
So good.
I mean, you can bait so much here. Like, this looks like beat up mouse because there's Sinistra and Incineroar. Surely it's bulk up Annihilate, right?
Nope, it's Scarf, right?
It's Scarf, right? And then you play, like, I will play that it's Scarf, but in the end it's not Scarf. Like, this
No,
is
it's not Scarf, it's Zoroark.
It's neither.
Like, oh god, do I cover beat up
insane.
pop bomb, or oh my god, no, it's just Zoroark.
It's U-turn Zoroark, Choice Scarf Zoroark with U-turn, Terra, Dark, Ursa,
There we
Weakness
go.
Policy. This is, I hate to see it, but good for him. I mean,
Amazing
it's
run, yeah.
crazy. Yeah, top 8, not top 4 in the EU, unfortunately. But over
Mhm.
1800 with this team. 23-1, he said in his tweet. That is kind of
Barely
cracked,
half the games.
honestly.
Barely over half the games. You know, I mean, if they
Usually
kept
most
going at that
games.
rate, they were going to easily cross the 2,000 mark. I don't know why they stopped.
Why? Actually, what is the highest we've had ever? Was it Nails with 1853? I think so, right?
No, I thought there was a
so
1900 back in the day.
I was gonna say, are we allowed doing all of the?
Oh,
Where
wait,
were
sorry.
GCs
It cut
in,
out.
like
It cut out
Sword
for a
and
second
Shield?
there,
Are
Toler.
we allowed
Were you
to
talking about
include
the unlimited days?
Are we allowed
Were you
to
talking about that?
include every GC that's ever been played? Because it has been like 1950 before when we had uncapped games,
Yeah.
right? Where it's
Wait,
just like,
when
how
was
many
that? Was
games
that
can you
like in
play?
2012?
That's right. Yeah, like the 2018 era, whenever we had a. I know we did it in
I see.
2010.
I
but,
didn't
like,
know that.
Yeah,
But
we had
it's-
uncapped games in black and white, and that was a grimy experience. That's for sure.
You also
Because,
had
people were
like
fighting
no
for like 20
punish.
points.
You had like no punish DCs as well, right? I think.
Yeah. That was fun.
Oh, lovely.
I-
That sounds like
My
peak.
best GC result was then. I think I went like 48-2 or something ridiculous.
48-2.
It was some like I
Crazy.
had two losses for like a very substantial number of games in one
Gosh.
GC. But people
Yeah,
were not
that's
as
what-
good.
Michael, what do you think about that system? Should we just do unlimited games? Are you ready for that one? Is that what you want?
Please.
My
Because
God.
then I would play 500 games a day. So
500
no.
games a day. Yes. Yep.
500 a night, MDB, a night.
I've-
4
I've-
a.m.
True.
I've talked about this before, but that's the system for Yu-Gi-Oh! To qualify for their worlds on the simulator is you have to play unlimited games over the course of 3 days, and the top 2 players in the world qualify, or top 2 players in each region, I think, qualify for the world championships. That's it. So you have to finish first or second after an entire weekend, and it's psychotic. It like actually breaks people.
sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, you don't sleep, but if you don't sleep, then you start playing worse, right? Like, I was gonna say to MDB's comment about like how I broke up my games, or how someone would break up their games. Like, I played.
Oh, right.
So to be clear, I played 3 game sessions, and then I would take like a 15-minute break and play another 3. So I had 6 in total, and then I would take a longer break. So
Wow,
I
so
play in short
controlled.
blocks. Well, it's like
Why?
I get tired super easily from playing Pokemon seriously.
But
So
that's
I
when you
need
would
to-
play better. Trust me.
No, bro.
Playing on-
Oh, I was at Worlds. I remember.
Okay.
No.
Gosh.
But it's like
A lot
You
of
have
players
to
just
stay on
don't
the
try to play on no sleep because they hear
not
that
this
it's
again.
bad.
Not this again.
okay, MDB. I have tried to play on no sleep because I've been playing for 13 years. It doesn't work for me. It might work for you. It doesn't work for everyone.
Toler, you don't wear glasses, but when you said I play 3 games and take a break, like you needed to push up your glasses. You're such
Yeah,
a nerd for
right.
that. So controlled. So
I think it's important. I think it's important to actually like pick a schedule when you're playing. We've been on the
It's
PC
good.
forever, but
it's very.
I think it's important to pick a schedule that works for you. So if having no sleep is the right strategy, then that's fine. But everyone has different needs, and I think it's this is where VGC can teach you something about yourself. It's like be in tune with what your body and your brain.
Exactly.
That is good advice. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the GC here then. I'm obviously there's plenty of other teams to look at from it. We'll see more results come out of it over the coming weekend. I'm definitely interested to see if any of the like cooler teams that are doing weird stuff inspire anybody to try them out in best of 3 at the coming regionals, which is actually what we're going to be moving on to talking about. So Monterey and Frankfurt, a double feature this coming weekend. Really exciting. It's going to be fun to see just so much Pokemon. Actually, looking at Monterey, I'm just kind of curious. Is this one, doesn't say if they know if it'll be streamed, but Frankfurt going to be streamed by Victory Road, so that's going to be awesome to be
Wait, not on the
watching.
official channel?
Which one? For Frankfurt?
Yeah, because
Victory Road behind
like
the scenes.
It does say Victory Road is behind the scenes. I imagine that's
Usually,
probably
Victory Road is handling production for EU regional, but it's
no, that was the case for like the season before the last one. Like last season, all our regionals were streamed on like the official like Pokemon channels. So I wonder if they go like back to Victory Road. Would be a little sad, Like
it should be
I
on the
love
official
Victory
channels,
Road, but
I think.
yeah.
I think it should be on the official channels. I know that handle stage stuff. So,
Right.
The website that says Victor is behind the scenes also says the link that it
It's
says on
to
the website is
Pokemon.
to the Play Pokemon page. So I think it'll
Yep,
be
yep.
on the official channel.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I love Victory Road as well, but like, I felt like the viewer base is like way higher on the official channel. Who
Of
would have guessed?
course.
So,
Right.
Shocker,
yeah.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I mean,
I
it's just cool to have that. I mean, even they're still getting the credit
Yeah.
where credit's due. They are the ones creating
Correct.
these really good streams. They run it very well. So, anyways, for Frankfurt, let's see. It doesn't say how many people are in this one. MDB,
I
can you
can
check your
tell you.
page?
Yeah, I mean, the page on RK9 is also like says for juniors and seniors, right?
Yes,
But
of course.
it says register players 817, so it will be something in the 700s perhaps.
Right. That sounds about right.
Which
Okay.
is kind of crazy because I realized that this means that we will play 12 rounds of Swiss because of the structure change,
yeah,
and you have to go 10-2 to make it to top cut. The same record you needed for EUIC in the last season to get into top cut, and that's so hard. I feel like 10-2. What do you mean?
Well, if you fall one short, it's kind of
Well,
just like
that's the
losing
same
in
as
top
going
32.
9-2 and then winning your top 32 match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adi's got me.
Yeah, exactly.
We're saying the same thing at the same time because of the delay.
I know that this is a well liked change on the Tub Nation side.
Ooh, Toler, give me your top take.
No, it's not actually a hot take. It's not that different. I agree. I just think
1 second, Toler. 1 second. Restart that. But also, yeah, we've been having some cutting out issues.
yes,
and-
I did warn you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's see. Honestly,
No
maybe
worries.
a leave and rejoin angle. It's just been going for a little bit now. Let's maybe try that.
Well, let me do one thing
Okay,
first because
perfect.
leaving and rejoining hasn't helped me.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm gonna see.
Yeah, meanwhile we can like
What were you gonna
talk
say,
about
maybe?
one other thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are we ready for the 13 round 11-2 for cut ICs?
That's true. That's true.
That's going to hit different. But anyways,
You
I
say that
think
like you weren't used to playing 14 round regionals, or like 15 round ICs a couple years ago. I don't think that's too bad at all.
I know, but like it's still a little crazy to think about after having 1 year of like a more relaxed kind of Swiss stage. Because I felt like going 8-2 at Worlds or like sometimes just 8-2 at regionals as well, like the regionals that have between 256 and 512 players. That was like fine, you have to win 80%, but now you have to win more than 80%, which is just a little surreal. And also, I wanted to say that Frankfurt probably is going to be maybe not the biggest European regional, but maybe yes, because I already know Lille will not be as big, Gdansk, Utrecht, Prague, like all those will not be as big as Frankfurt. I don't know which regional could come close to it. Maybe Birmingham. But in the EU region, this is maybe going to be the biggest regional because I think Dortmund in the last season was also the biggest regional.
Mhm.
So that's going to be very
That's
interesting.
That's exciting.
So yeah, really looking forward to that.
All right, Toler, I'm going to throw it back to you maybe now that it's fixed. So what were you saying is your take on the increased rounds then?
I mean, it's not. So to be clear, what I did was turn off Discord noise suppression, which I think from prior experience. So I'm just going to mute myself when I'm not talking. Anyway, is the point.
Got
it. So hopefully this is better.
It is better for now, yeah.
So I don't actually think it's that different. I just don't think Swiss and Top Cut are actually... Like, I don't think one round of Swiss is better or worse than one more round of Top Cut. I don't think you should necessarily be rewarded for coasting at a high record in Swiss. Because the metagames that you fight at a lower record but still in contention versus a higher record that's still in contention contention are actually different. So you could have, I don't know. It's like, I don't think going 10-0, for example, in Swiss is inherently more meaningful than going 8-2 in Swiss. And at the point that you're in top cut is the point that matters. But I know that's not a take that people necessarily like because they want to look at 10-0 and look at it as like it's an important thing. But it's like, the point of, in my mind, the point of Swiss is to get to the elimination stage. That said, I don't mind the new structure, and I appreciate that it's like not really that different. You just end up playing someone else who has your record for one more round rather than playing someone else who has a lower record.
Right.
But I think I don't like how Swiss stratifies players by record in that way, personally. But that's kind of a weird take. That's probably not even legitimate. You know,
I'm gonna have to say
is,
your self-criticisms. I'm kind of there
right?
with you. Like I'm kind of confused by it. So yeah, MD, what's
Honestly
your thought?
speaking, yeah, like I feel like since we will, I feel like I made the math, and most of the time there will be like 10 to 14 players in cut, which means you still get rewarded if you go 10-0, for example, or 11-0, 12-0, or like X-1, because those will be the players that will get a buy for top 8. And at least there's not that big of a jump between top 16 and top 8 anymore. So even if you have to play the play-in round, the play-in round is not for money as well. I remember season a lot of players who got into top cut in the end got no money because also at Worlds, right? Making it to top cut was most of the times not enough unless you had like this insane X&O or X&1 record. But with a new change, at least, well, we also talked about it. Now you can bubble into prize money range without even making cut, which is,
that is funny.
on the one hand good, on the other hand not. I think it's good in the end that every player in the cut gets prize money, but now we get to this bubbling point again. We always wanted to dodge when we had like this top 8 hard cut. We said, okay, we don't want to have any more bubbles, but now we will have prize money bubbles, which isn't as bad as like top cut bubbles, I would say. Yeah, kind of.
I want to throw it over to Adi actually, because I'm kind of curious. I feel like we're usually talking about this. Would record-based stuff fix this? Like just making it completely based on your record, both like payouts for championship points and prize money and stuff like that. Is that like a decent solution?
Payouts for prize money based on record probably has a lot of logistical issues because it means they're not sure how much prize money they're giving out every tournament. And that is something that, they used to do with attendance-based prize money, and they've tried to stop doing that like very actively. So I don't think they would go to that. I do want to bring up that first off, I do think that record-based championship points is a really good system, and I've been advocating that literally since like 2019. I think I have a tweet where I was talking about how that's the best way to do it. But anyways, I wanted to mention that actually we talked about this on the last top takes maybe, and someone pointed out that there are some numbers where you can have a player miss top 16 going X2, and one of those numbers is like it's like 850 to 1,000 players is the range, which is a range that we could reasonably hit at regionals, and potentially have someone go X2 and miss top cut. Now it's only one player, and that means that 10 of the 11 X2s will make top cut or something like that. So it's pretty unlikely to happen. But yeah, it is a little concerning that someone can miss top cut at X2. That's the one like downside of the system as currently constructed, and maybe the way that they put the numbers together for the number of rounds. But yeah, I think that, but generally speaking, I think when you bubble into something, you feel good about it, and no one's sitting there saying, I went X3 and I missed out on top 16 as like the one player who would make it to top 16 and get prize money, so I feel awful. Like, no, you understand that you went X3, you probably didn't deserve the prize money. But I do feel really bad when someone goes X2 and misses out on prize money. And so I hope that that doesn't happen and we somehow just dodge the numbers or whatever math needs to math so that people don't miscut at X2.
I think I'm seeing the solution in the chat here. I don't think that's actually what Snoopy's talking about, but I think maybe we just need one more round. I know that they heard us and they've given us one more round again. We just need one more round. Come on. Can we just do one more round?
X3 will make cut, right? Because then it's not
One more round
X2
will solve all
anymore.
my problems. I just need one more. That's it.
Just one more round,
One more, and then I'll
please.
stop. I
Let's
swear.
blend the GC suggestion with regional suggestions. Uncapped regionals games.
Nice.
Just play till we're all tired, until we're all ready to go home.
Let's go.
Big.
Another, yeah, nice. But I also remembered why I probably am so like not shocked, but like what I said before about this X2 10-2 to make it to top cut is so crazy. If you keep in mind that I won a regional with going 10-4 in Swiss, like 10-4 and 10-2 are like worlds. Like they are so far away. It's crazy, and I think
It is.
in the end, if we had like one extra round, it will make top cut X3, right? Because then the 8th player is not going to be X2. I
Right.
think. I'm pretty sure if they keep like X2, make it to day 2, unless like they could change it to X3 to day 2, but then like you cannot make 5-3 to day 2, right? Because then there are too many players in day 2. So I just think having a could actually really solve some things, but then the cut would probably be too big with like 10-3 or 9-3 cut. I don't know.
I remember
not-
Nosh talked about an insane idea that involved like going back to best of 1 and playing like 27 rounds or something over the course of a weekend. By the way, the main reason this doesn't work
Too many pairings.
the reason this doesn't work is just like getting your pairing and sitting down and stuff is actually a decent part of the time that a tournament takes up. Like you would think like best of 1s are so much faster, but actually, yeah, the match slips to, like it's gonna be this like that doesn't get faster.
No.
Submitting
You can
all
do
that
this
stuff.
all on champions. It can go all on champions. You
Okay,
plug in your
okay.
code. Your result automatically gets recorded. You don't have to sit in front of your opponent. I know that's a big part of the in-person competitions, but like the only way this really works is if you don't sit in front of your opponents, and then it
It's
literally
true.
is just a GC, right?
We just all get recliners. We just sit and hang out.
Show up to the
Don't-
convention
wait,
center, sit down on the
yeah.
floor.
Or like don't show up at all. Like
Just play
I'm playing
outside.
from home.
Yeah. Oh God, no. Okay. So let's finish previewing these two tournaments. I know that a decent number of Americans are going to be going to Monterey as well. But I don't actually know the number.
Yeah, I thought it's probably going to be between 256 and 512. Maybe someone in the chat knows.
Oh, I thought you were gonna have a much closer estimate. Like just 250 to 500. Like
yeah, like three day 2 Swiss rounds is my guess, but that would be quite high as well. So lots of Americans are going. Yeah, I also know some Americans. Actually, I might ask right now how many are registered. But yeah, go ahead.
But
Wow.
yeah, this one's going to be, we're not 100% sure if it's going to be streamed or not, but regardless, it's very cool that we're having, I don't know, 2 events immediately kick off the season. Like Michael was saying earlier, Pittsburgh following a weekend afterwards. Like everybody's just starting the season kind of like at the same time. So it's going to be fun to see. I guess I don't know how the season starts off. Who are the first couple of champions? We're going to be crowning so many champions so quickly. It just feels like it's all happening so fast. Yeah, with that, we love to do smart money on Tub Takes. I actually think I forgot to get that part ready, but it doesn't take long. So for Monterey first, let's go ahead and pick our smart monies. So Toler, I'll throw it to you first for Monterey, and keep in mind, try to pick somebody that you know is going. Of course, it's always disappointing when we pick somebody that isn't.
I mean,
Yeah, wait,
I think,
Tola, I also am surprised about this one.
yeah, I think MDB and I are both finding out about people going to Monterey at the same time.
I'm saying.
So we have a bunch of, we actually have 2 secret ones. I'll take one of them, MDB, if you want to take the other one. I'm gonna say Kian Campbell from Phoenix, Arizona. It's a 2-hour flight to Monterey, Mexico.
Let's go.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna say Ian Campbell is gonna roll up with some like cool team involving King Gambit and roll everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, speaking of Kian, he just told me how many players are registered, and it's super interesting because we also have this refund option right now, right? That you can refund regionals.
Yes.
And afterwards,
Mhm.
like a little bit afterwards, there were over 400 players registered, but now the end number is 313. So I'm actually not sure if they will get above the 256 mark.
Yeah, because there's also
Actually,
mixed divisions still, right? You're saying?
yes,
I
it's
can't imagine that'll be a
313 on
huge part of
Arcane.
it, but there's no shows and mixed divisions you got to account for. So, that said, though,
Yeah.
MDB, do you have a pick?
And foreign travel, which means other issues too. Yeah, it's gonna be really close.
Yeah, I will go with. I'm a little surprised. Can I have like a backup pick if this isn't correct? But like, I will just roll with them. If they don't show up, it's fine. I will go with Justin Tang.
All right. I thought I heard Justin's going. So, that was gonna be one of my original picks. Adi.
I've got my boy. He's caught like so many regionals last year. He's back. He's killing it. The original Texas invader to Mexico. That's right. It's Uncle Lewis Milch.
All right, Uncle Lou.
He also had a
Uh,
good Worlds one, right? I think he started 5-1, lost 2 win-ins, unfortunately. So he's
Not bad.
pretty decent.
Not bad, not bad. All right, yeah. And now I just want to make sure that I don't, whiff entirely. Some of the, yeah, like I was like, I know Justin Tang's going, and so I'm gonna grab Billy William Brown. I believe I've heard that he is going, so I'll bet on him.
If we pick 4 American players, that's
Yeah, I was about to say. I think I do want to say like my pick is purely like an American player out of ignorance. I know that the Mexican players have historically been really strong at defending their region. Actually, like we saw Marcus Dion lose in finals last year on his trip south of the border. So
I believe Kenneth Gamboa is a player from
yeah,
Mexico who
dude,
I was
he's
really
so
liking what
good.
they were up to
So
last
good.
season.
he's insane. I think he had top 8 at LAAC as well. So
Yeah.
Kenneth really another.
Yeah,
There are
the
a lot
main
of
thing-
really strong Mexican players, and they're really good when they're playing in Mexico. So we're probably all wrong.
Yeah. No, I honestly, to expand on what Toler's saying, I think the main reason that
Mm-hmm.
we picked the players that we did is, as I said, it's more fun if we know that somebody is going. So, like, that's the most important thing is to pick somebody that you know is going. Because it's lame if you're like, oh, I picked somebody that isn't even in attendance. Like, where I'm just more connected with the NA players. So, of course, I'm going to know whether or not they're going to be in attendance.
Well,
Um,
surely all the
anyways.
Mexican players are going to be in attendance, right?
You would think, but
I
who knows?
wanna
Maybe
I wanna
there's reasons
say
they can.
my shout out to if I was
ahead.
gonna pick a Mexican player, I'm picking Gilberto Espejel, I think is their name.
Yeah.
I did really quickly call
Espejel,
the bed build
yeah.
ladder for Mexican players, and I was Espejel. Looking up or looking up their results, and they do really consistently well. They cut most regionals they attend, even in North America. And if
Dope.
not, they're just barely missing out on cut. So they're very good, and I wouldn't be shocked to see them back in top cut in their home country's regional.
Is Daniel Marcelo Reyes also based in Mexico? Because I know he's also extremely strong.
He's currently living in America, I think.
Which Daniel
gotcha,
Reyes?
gotcha. They were very high in CP most of last season.
No. I
maybe
was
they're
joking
America.
because I don't remember
Okay.
if you remember Toler, the double Daniel Reyes tournament.
Nope.
Right.
There was a tournament that there was 2 Daniel Reyes, and it was breaking all of the tournament data collection websites because it just couldn't figure it out. And so that's actually part of, I think, the reason that Daniel Reyes is now Daniel Marcelo Reyes on Arcane9 is so that the mix-up doesn't happen. It's one of my favorite.
Daniel Marcelo
stories.
Reyes currently resides in North America. So
Gotcha.
It was the bad LA of 2024. That was the one that they got paired against each other.
yeah.
See, this is why it's so funny. And then it's just like the systems couldn't tell who's who after that point. It's like, I don't know. And because it doesn't have the player ID. Of course, the player ID would be an easy way to like differentiate them.
As if LA in 2024 didn't have enough issues, right?
Exactly.
Or was that what caused all the issues? That's also possible, but
Oh my gosh.
All right, throwing it over to you, Toler. What's your smart money for Frankfurt?
Gosh, I have people that I'm helping for this tournament, but I don't want to put the pressure on them of being like, yeah, I'm gonna predict my best friend to win Frankfurt.
Wow.
Like,
All right.
yeah.
So here on Tub Takes, Toler says he does not believe in you. Whoever
I don't believe in
his
my
friend that
friends.
he's working with.
No,
He doesn't.
I believe in my
Man,
friends so
bro.
much that I don't want to stress them out. Jeez. This is a hard one. I obviously the easy one is the guy on the call with us here. But Miki, maybe this time it's actually
Thought you meant
bad.
Adi,
Team
but
lost it.
hey.
Yeah,
Adi!
It's me.
it's Adi. Okay, I don't know who's actually going to Frankfurt aside from my friend and Miki.
I mean, you can tell, and I can say if they are going or not, because I
So,
know both.
do you know if Maddie Morgan is going?
Yes. Like,
Okay.
I'm not sure, but Maddie,
Probably.
surely, yeah.
Maddie Morgan is probably going. And what about Matt Maynard?
Matt is going.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is say, because Matt Maynard technically used my team at EUIC last year. So I'm going to say, I hope Matt Maynard is going and has a good run. And who knows what team he'll be using this time.
All right. MDV, over to you.
Okay. So, I haven't thought about this at all. So as far as I know, there's like a certain player who got unbanned for this season. I will check their Twitter really quick because
Are you talking about
I
Sweet,
think you know
actually?
who
We were
I'm
talking about it
talking
because they placed in the GC. If we're talking about the same
Um,
person.
Yeah. But I cannot find a Frankfurt registration, unfortunately.
Conan is
So
going to Frankfurt.
Yeah, Adi. I had the same thought. I was like, I'm trying to think of like Europeans. But also, Adi, this is like a one that I would make. I would make a lot of jokes off Tub Takes, off call, but I'll just keep them within. There's a lot of band players that I could name drop and be like, oh, they're coming back. But I'll just hold them. I'll just keep
I see
them.
people dropping them in chat.
No.
yeah.
Everybody pick your
So,
favorite band player for Smart Money. Go ahead.
No, the player I was talking about, but since I can't find anything, I will not pick them. But it was like Eduardo Cunha. Who would have guessed, right?
We saw on the
so-
GC page he's 29th, so it's possible that he's going, but
Right.
Yeah,
can't
I
be
mean
sure.
the registration. I don't know if he was like unbanned once the registration happened, but there was like a second. I know a player who is going, but I cannot tell because it's a surprise. I would always pick this player though. Like I cannot tell, but on Saturday when the pairings or like maybe on Friday when they will submit the team, you will understand. Can I like? Can
you
I
can't talk
say
'cause it's Wolf,
special?
of course.
It is actually almost Wolf. Can we
Oh.
just say special pick and like everybody will understand?
Are you just
who
trying
it's
to not
going
to?
to be?
No.
Is it Ray
Is it
Rizzo?
Marcus?
Oh my
then?
gosh.
It's Ray Rizzo.
It's
Maybe.
not like it's not a player from EU. Like I really want to say, but they said I should not tell anybody. Okay? Is
Oh,
that
if
fine
you
I-
don't want to, if they want to sneak into the tournament, then I get you. Yeah, just don't pick them for Smart Money. Pick somebody else, Michael. Come on.
Oh, I still have to put. Like I want to pick them. Okay? I want to.
No.
Okay,
I'm not letting you
then-
pick your friend that doesn't want to announce that they're going to the tournament. You have to pick somebody else.
Okay, then Ari, go ahead. I have to think.
All right, he's letting you jump in line, Adi. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm picking a player who in Reg H I think really had a breakout in Reg H Part 1. Kicked my ass in World Cup in Reg H, and then also kicked my butt at Worlds and route to cutting the World Championships. Anytime that they can use P2 or Saluna, which apparently has rotated back into the metagame after Victory Road last week and after Toler's performance this past weekend. Anytime they can use P2 or Saluna, I think they're capable of winning the tournament. That is Tiatime Masut, or however you pronounce his name. I've said his name so many times on Pep Takes, I never figured out how to pronounce it.
I'm
Someone's
gonna
got to
give it
give
a
me the
shot,
guy.
and then I'm gonna get made fun of.
That dude's cracked though.
Tail
Didi
Dime?
Malise.
Tail
I would just. Yeah, Tail
Tail
Time.
teammate?
I think. Yeah.
Teotime.
Teotime? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No, it should be a schwa at the end. Well, that's whatever. But yeah, they had a
Diddy.
great run in Stuttgart.
Yeah, top 4 in Stuttgart with High Dragon over Flamigo. right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
that version.
yeah. It's just whatever 6 slot you want to run. Yeah. They were playing this team pretty recently in Limitless Tours as well. Like they were running it back, so it's entirely possible that they do it again at Frankfurt. But I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah. Also, Mark, shoot me a DM, please, because there's no way, But yeah, Alex, you wanna go ahead or
Yeah, I'll
should
take it. I'm
I?
just gonna
Because-
grab. I'm gonna grab Matty Morgan because we were just talking about him, and also he I don't know. He was posting bands check after how well he was doing in Reg H. Just so many. He was like, I've earned this much money playing just Reg H tournaments. I was like, dang,
Yeah.
this guy's going crazy.
Yeah, the Sneasler dog, or not dog,
Yeah.
but the Sneasler team.
Yes.
Okay, so there's still some players.
Maddie
really-
was.
Okay, go ahead.
Go.
Sorry, Adi.
I got a little story real quick. No, Michael asked us to rank some players for him, and I was going through a bunch of players' results, and I was kind of shocked at how crazy consistent Maddie has been, how crazy good Maddie has been over the course of the last couple of years. Regional champion, regional runner up, 2 world's top cuts, just an absolutely insane run. So yeah, definitely a strong pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
MVP.
there's still some picks that I'm so surprised to not see being mentioned. Like,
We don't
where's
know they're
Victor?
going, man. That's the big part
Yeah,
too.
Where's Victor Medina? Where's Marco Silva? Where is Fede Campo?
Go say he wasn't
Like-
going. Like Leo was his first event or something.
Actually, I think
Oh
Marco
yeah,
said he
right.
wasn't going.
Yeah, Marco said he isn't going.
Said his wife wouldn't let him.
But
Victor's a great one. Yeah, you have a lot of good
Yeah.
options still. You can pick. You
Yeah,
can
I
pick
mean-
whoever you want.
So there's Victor. There's also Waxen. Like if Victor's going, Waxen is probably also going.
Mario and Luigi, of course.
Francesco Piopero.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Chichiot. I'm not sure if Chichiot goes in the end.
We'll see.
See. Because I know that he said he wanted to take a longer break. Do I just pick myself and then I go 4-4 and then I look? So
Nah, I also
stupid?
veto picking yourself. That's always lame.
I still want to pick my player, but I can't.
No,
so
no.
I will just.
You're picking
I
for
would just-
second place. Then you're picking
Yeah,
for second
I mean
place.
second place is always good, so I will pick Victor. Surely this is
Oh
the time he
no,
is.
don't pick Victor for second. Shots fired.
I
That's
jinxed
tough.
him. I know.
Poor
I
guy.
jinxed him.
All right. Well, of course, I'm sure people have already been mentioning them in the chat. I've seen a couple. Definitely mention your own smart monies now. Anybody that we didn't pick, or if you also agree with us, just mention it now because it'll be in the VOD, and we'll talk about it next week. See who got it right. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this week on Tubtex. I think that we went through everything.
That's right again. I'm going to cry. No, just-
Wait.
we don't have.
Wait, was Mark right? Did they
I
ban
just
you?
saw it in the document, and you know how hyped up I get, especially after my last performance of going 0-3 in the Calcus, right? So yeah, I got it.
yeah.
Double check.
No, I think we'll wrap it up here. And yeah, again, thank you both for being on. Thank you guys for both giving us your time.
I appreciated being here. It was great.
I always love sharing my old man knowledge with the world.
Awesome. So yeah, this will be on YouTube tomorrow. On Adi's YouTube channel, CK49. If you were here now but you didn't catch the beginning. And yeah, we'll have a lot of tournaments to analyze next week, so definitely stick around for that one. I'm very looking forward to the next episode, as always. But this was a lot of fun. And everybody else, you have a good rest of your week. If you're going to the tournaments this weekend, good luck, of course. Otherwise, we'll figure out who we're going to throw the raid to, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, peeps. Later.
Take care.
See it.